The Business Journal Roundtable Series is sponsored by iSynergy, creative digital advertising.
To get us started, I'd like you to introduce yourself and your company, and then tell us what was the most recent cybersecurity breach or problem that you or your firm encountered and how you handled it. Keep it kind of brief to begin with, because we'll probably be going back to this and you'll be talking more about a specific problem. So we will begin with you, and if you, Michael, if you could tell us about yourself and your company, and tell us something.
Sure. Yeah. My name is Michael Edwards. I'm with Telesolutions. I'm the director of IT there. Telesolutions is a telecommunication company that started in the 80s and went into the MSP portion of the business in 2016. I had joined their team this year, and I lead both the support side, the engineering side, as well as the phone side of the organization. Just as recently as this year, I worked with a company that had wire fraud committed on them. They received an email, they thought it was legitimate. It pointed out to wire to this account instead of this one, and they had wired money out. And when we had worked with the FBI, we were able to determine that it was overseas and there's really nothing they could do about it, and they had lost $50,000 in this transfer. So just something as innocent as an email can be as, very expensive to a company. Just coming in and having someone the ability to wire money out can be disastrous for the poorly trained individual.
Thank you.
My name is Dave Deschent. I work for MicroDoctor. MicroDoctor has been around since 1989. I've actually been with the company 20 years, December 3rd, so quite a long time. We are an MSP, managed services provider, and also a data services cloud provider. We offer cloud servers, virtual workstations, VoIP systems from our Cleveland office, which is a data center. So the most recent one I can think of is a company that had a breach based on user activity, which is almost how almost all of them start. Fortunately, we caught it in time to shut it down. And also, fortunately, we had proper backup and disaster recovery in place so that we could go back before the breach and restore from the disaster recovery system to get them so that there was no loss and they were up in a few hours.
How did the breach occur?
Somebody clicked on an email that they shouldn't have, a link in an email they shouldn't have, which enabled them to have something downloaded to their computer, which then started a crawl through the system trying to take over computers and was successful to getting to their server. These things happen very quickly. Luckily, we caught it in time, and some of the software that we use immediately started working on it before we, as MicroDoctor, even had an alert, which is very important these days. Things happen so quickly. The old "I have antivirus" is no longer good enough. You have to have somebody actively look for things and acting on them when they find them. Otherwise, you come in the next day and you have a message that you owe me $50,000 from some bad actor.
We'll get back to some of that. Mercy.
Good morning. Thank you. I'm Mercy Comar from L. Calvin Jones. We're an insurance agency, so I'm at the opposite end of what these gentlemen are doing. I've been doing this for quite a few years, and I got into the cyber end of it back in 2017. The most recent attacks that I have seen have all three been invoice manipulations, where the client is being instructed to send money to a false banking system. So there has been losses of 141,000, 50-some thousand, and I usually get called in after it's over to write the insurance afterwards because they didn't have it at the time.
I'm Ralph Blanca with ECMSI, established in 1999. We currently have 3 offices. One in our main office is in Struthers, downtown Struthers. We have a Champion office, and then we also have a Cleveland office. We're also a managed service provider, providing IT support and management for small to medium-sized businesses, and we also provide co-manage for those that are larger firms that have internal IT but don't want to deal with the security aspects or don't have the time to deal with the security aspects of IT. Okay. The breaches that we see are mostly email manipulation, the same type of, you've been doing business with XYZ company for quite a few years, and you get an email from that same company, but it's not really from them, and somebody changes the account. They say, hey, I'm about to change banks, and they're going back and forth with email. So a lot of the stuff that we're seeing is mostly educational, not necessarily always technical. It's more about the end users and instructing them on how to handle certain situations. Unfortunately, we're in an environment that it's, you have to verify everything to make it legitimate. So, and we'll talk a little bit more about two-factor and some of the tools that you could use to prevent people from doing stuff and that stuff. So.
My name is Robert Merva. I am the owner of Avram Technologies in Canfield, Ohio. We were started in 2007. We've got an office in Cleveland and an office in Columbus. And like Ralph, we are a managed and co-managed IT provider for small and medium businesses. I'm hesitant to even talk about this. We have never had a client with a security breach. And I don't know, I'm just a little superstitious. Everybody knock on wood. I don't want to downplay, what that means. It certainly can happen to anyone. Statistically, we're beating the odds, but we've never had a client with ransomware. We've never had a client with an email security issue. We've got some spam that comes through every now and then.
The Business Journal Roundtable Series is sponsored by iSynergy, creative digital advertising.